We are at the high-level conference on governance, critical minerals and conflict in Africa. And it's taking place here in Accra. And today we're joined by a doctoral researcher at the University of Ghana. And she's focusing on climate technologies and human security.
Yes.
All right. And she's in the person of Deborah Mawusi Ame. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I mean, your topic seems quite interesting. First of all, what prompted you to research, to focus your research in that area?
Okay, so over the past recent years, the issue of okay, so let me backtrack a bit. Climate change has taken its toll on this city. Everyone, everything. The world recognizes that we need water, actually. Climate change, even on the African continent, is making that leap worse. So
Even though we are the least contributors.
yes, but we bear the brunt of it, actually. So now within Ghana, all right, the narrative, of course, is maybe similar, but then within Ghana and some other African countries I've heard, the need for water is heightened by illegal small-scale mining. Because so the evidence, the research actually talks about the fact that almost all freshwater bodies in Ghana at the moment have been contaminated.
All freshwater bodies in Ghana, they're the research.
Almost all.
Almost all.
Yes, at least based on what I don't want to be.
You want to be overly generous, but
Yes,
almost all.
almost all. And we can talk about the Kra River, tunnel, the black water. It's nothing to write home about. I was thinking about this and the thought of having to drink water. And so this actually, my fear even became more, pronounced when the Ghana Water Company actually came up, talking about the fact that it's getting more expensive to treat the water.
So do you
And so if situations do not change in the near future, we might import. And so I began to fear because I think about me drinking such water, using it for anything.
Yeah.
My family members, it's scary. For me, it's hitting so close to home. We might be in Accra and maybe some of these things might be a bit,
You don't think
far.
it's
You
far.
might think it's far, but it's not.
They're told of vegetables even.
Exactly.
Being found to have residue of metals in there as well.
Yes, so there's that. And then up north, where I'm currently doing my research, I'm working in the Savannah region.
Okay.
I've heard of stories by some people I have spoken to, and the fact that farming activities has been impacted, fishing activities have been impacted. People in some communities currently, some people do not have access to clean water, as we speak, because their only source of water is the black water. And then the black water has been contaminated heavily by galamsey, illegal small scale. So, I visited the communities quite recently and I saw some things that were, bad enough to make me, push me close to tears.
Wow.
Yeah, because you see
How
kids.
bad does it?
Like I said, I imagine my life in that situation and I figured it's not way to live.
Paint a picture to us for those of us who are not there with you.
All right. So
is it that the water is completely...
there is no... So one of my respondents showed me the water she had in her barrel.
In her barrel? She was basically using it to cook and...
Okay, so she, according to her, she's like, she can't use it to cook at this point. She has
the water look
just
like?
the water looks like it's physically brown. You can see it.
It's like chocolate drink?
Yeah, this way chocolate drink. Yeah. Stuff like that. And I felt like I don't know how to, I tried putting myself in the shoes and, I saw children who obviously they have no idea of the depth of what's happening.
Yeah.
But then they're already suffering in front of it. It's okay to you would obviously say there was something wrong with.
Blah.
But they're kids. So
do you think as a people we have a full grasp of the real impact of especially illegal mining on our water bodies? Do you think as a people we have a full grasp of it? Ghanaians to be specific.
So off the top of my head, I haven't done the research or stats, but I think that it's not where we like it. Like it's in terms of having an appreciable knowledge of the impacts. Sometimes you sit in Accra and you are shielded from these things. But when you go up north and you begin to hear people complain to you about bilharzia, certain sicknesses, then you're faced with it. But down here, because it's not so, I don't know. I would say we don't have it, but you don't really hear about it in Accra. I think sometimes some people are getting detached from the situation. Yeah. But I also think that the fact that it is water, and I think you should be able to appreciate the fact that water is central to the entire, to your entire livelihood. It's central. Is like water is central.
Our body is in terms of our blood.
We're like 70% water actually. Drinking, cooking, household chores and everything. It's water. Yeah, so you can't do without it. And so I think for some people, when they actually realize this, then the cries begin to come out. Some time ago they were actually packaging the galamsey water in 7 on the streets of Accra as a way of trying to raise awareness of these things. As to how far that has gone, because we're still not really seeing any some sort of proactiveness from the government to actually stop it.
So I mean, just to circle back to your research area, climate technologies and human security, how does that feed into water?
Like I said, water is the essence of our being in the most part. So when I deal with the human security part first. So when I talk about water cuts across every spectrum of the human security paradigm. So from food security, personal security, health security, as stipulated by the UNDP, the 7 areas of that constitute human security. The water cuts across everything, and these aspects, health, food, personal security, economic security, they are not mutually exclusive. Okay, all right, you're very interlinked today. Food security can impact economic security, can impact personal security, can impact political security. You get it? So when my research being on water, it's more it holds the essence of human security. Okay. All right. And then climate technology. So one of the things I think stemming from the Paris Agreement, June 15, one of the solutions that have been tutored that would help climate change adaptation and mitigation as in technologies. Okay. So I think the Bali reports also spoke about technology transfer. Why? So my work is looking at how, there is something, I don't know if you've heard of this, but the atmospheric water generator technology.
Yeah, atmospheric
water generator technology. Yeah, it comes in different sizes, but it's basically a technology that works based on the condensation principle, extract water from human beds, right? And it's not something that is now being worked on. It's something that already exists, yes. And I know in the West, they are used as supplementary water producing systems. In Kenya, in South Africa, some pockets of some other African countries. Okay. I know the one was installed around the Lake Chad Basin. So these technologies are helping. And in the cases that we know, in the case to either supply or to help as a supporting system, the water production. Okay. Yes. So understanding that, I'm looking at water security. How can Ghana navigate this whole mess of
illegal mining,
and impact? We're not having water to drink.
The possibility of us importing water. So you were looking at
a solution
as perhaps resorting to the atmospheric means.
Yes.
So that in this area that you visited, where the woman has a barrel of muddy water, she probably would rely on atmospheric.
Because let's be honest, we know that if they have to stop galamsey today, the waters will not be safe to use today. And the more it goes on, the longer times, like the longer it's going to take to actually treat the water. So we need something to, as in, for the time being, we need something to use currently. Else, like I said, we've had incidences, examples of people being born, babies being born, who were born with deformities. We've had heart, cardiovascular issues being linked to this, respiratory issues,
kidney-related diseases.
Thank you. Like we've the explanations are a lot. I mean, it's rife in the literature. So, if I believe now, the firm believe that if we can find a way of adapting the technology to suit the Ghanaian context, because adapting the technology is also, you don't cut and paste. So they take into consideration issues of, the technical feasibility, issues of economics, and more importantly, these cases, the environmental impact. Yeah, while also considering how the local community members
also receive it.
So cultural perceptions. Exactly. So that's what my research is basically on.
Okay.
So how can we adapt the technology to basically to suit our context, to help with the water efficiency?
I mean, the bit about suiting our context is very important, because one of the key challenges we have had, not just in Ghana, but mainly in Africa, is that we usually import solutions and never not tailor-made them to what our people do need. I mean, so with this, the area of your research, and then the conversations that are being had at this high-level conference on governance, critical minerals, and conflict in Africa, I mean, how does everything tie into these conversations we are having?
All right. So, I mean, the illegal gold mine, like, that's minimal extraction, by default. Right. Now, we're talking of conflict in Africa, right? It's part of my research has also revealed the fact that water security, because of the onset of galamsey, has been linked to it has actually caused conflict. There is a conflict in the home, sometimes between husband and wife. Okay, that's on the smaller scale. But even on the larger scale, we can talk of farmer-headed conflicts. All right? On the continent, so I think Africa is second to Asia when it comes to water-related conflicts, really. All right? So we can even look at the Ethiopia, Egypt, the Nile issue. I mean, there are several cases that you can look at when it comes to water conflict. So my work actually sits within this, because I am looking at how extracting minerals, all right, for other purposes has invariably actually affected sustainable livelihoods. All right, it's puts people out of jobs. It has created conflicts at different levels. Yeah, made huge losses. I mean, I was told of a story by one of my the people I spoke to, and he was like, a man came in to invest in one of the pieces in the north, so he bought farm, like huge, like hectares of farmland, plants of crops, and then sadly used water from the crack water for irrigation purposes. By the time he was young, it was heavily polluted. By the time he wanted to export these things, they were all rejected.
Because they're not deposits of minerals either.
So the man has made huge losses. He can't even use the damn things. He gets it. So what they're talking about is not far from me. He gets it.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as we wrap up, if there are any changes you want to see in this area, what would they be?
Changes I want to see. Looking at the Ghanaian context, I mean, it would be Christmas if I woke up in the morning and heard galamsey had stopped. But unfortunately, it won't, for several reasons. I mean, this is, in terms of political will, it's shaky. And one of the things too that I came to find out is the fact that these people are exposed to many those who indulge in galamsey, right? The amount of money you can get a week, it's huge. So if you're trying to tell them stop doing this,
and there's a talk about
what are the alternatives?
Is it alternative sources of livelihoods?
And even if you talk about agriculture. How much is agriculture going to give him that he's getting in a week?
Sure.
How is that going to compare? So there is no way, I mean, and you can see it clearly that there is no way you can actually push them.
Yeah.
Like tell them, stop this injuries. All right. Some are arguing for, regulating that. So making it easier for
Streamlining it.
streamlining it. And so bringing them in, and then that legal regulates them effectively. There's that. I mean, for policymakers, like I said, I am all for solutions now.
Okay.
All right? Because people are dying. All right? Lives are being lost. Businesses are, I don't know, dwindling.
Yeah.
As a result of this. All right? And even those who are engaged in it, they have their health risks to these things. What would I suggest? That's why I'm researching in water. All right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you can invest in sustainable technologies, all right? Because I don't think one of the aspects of my role is also looking at energy consumption of this thing. So I mean, if all things go well, we will probably want a solar power or get a technology based on using renewable energy. So I mean, I would suggest that policymakers didn't invest in things like this, while they actually get more constructive, as in they create long-term plans to end the menace of salaries. All right? Because as it stands now, if we had water coming from somewhere else,
Yes.
we would have taken that truly. But we don't. What are our options? I mean, if this technology is working in other countries, why can't we make it work for us in the time being? Because even borehole systems, over there, most of them are broken down. Issues of there was something I wanted to say. So there was issues of overpopulation as well, and sustainability of these things. There are lots of dynamics to it. So I think that let's look at sure ways that have worked, invest in them. And again, so when you go to the north, not everywhere you don't get water from every borehole. Like every when the geologists come and do the test and all that, you're not sure to find water at every port. So there are cases where both is fair. All right.
Yeah.
So I would really appreciate it if policymakers could actually look into this aspect as well, because it is a sustainable technology. It's something that has been proven to work. Why don't you invest in it?
Thank you very much.